Hello, and welcome to the episode of Todd Talks. When Todd Talks, people listen. A day! Yes, I didn't say Baby Yoda, but Yoda backwards is hard enough. Today, we are talking about the death battle that just happened between the Scarlet Witch and Zatanna, and I lost. And I will vent my rage in a second, but I do want to call out one of you. Ooh, yes, how interesting. Because I have to ask one of you, do you really think I don't see what you did? What you say? You're confused, aren't you? Well, one of you, dear viewers, by the name of Brendan Flurry, decided to change his answer after the battle happened on Sunday. You didn't think I caught that, did you, Brendan? I have a comments list of everything you wrote, and you wrote first, Scarlet Witch for the win. Great work, Todd. And you did the smiley emoji. And then on Sunday, after the battle debuted on Rooster Teeth first, you switched to Zatanna for the win. Great review, Todd. Keep up the good work. Smiley face emoji. Can't change your answer after the battle happens. You lose. As did I. And I am mad because I honestly wanted Zatanna. If you remember my preview video, I wanted Zatanna to win. I wanted Zatanna to win more than anything. I love Zatanna. She's a great character. I have her in the Shazam TV series I want to write. Think of her like the Young Justice version, but in live action. And I thought maybe she could win, but then the more I looked into it and the more I thought about Scarlet Witch's powers, it's just, I thought for sure she would win. And then the G1 blog, the one that, you know, is like the masters of research outside of the Death Battle team, they picked 8-4 the Scarlet Witch. They thought for sure she would win, and she did not. So yes, Zatanna won. I am 0-2, and this sucks. Again, I should be 1-1 right now, because if I had a friend of mine who's been going on a weird mental trip recently, he said, you know, maybe instead of following your instinct, you go against your gut instinct. And my instinct was to go with Zatanna. And I went against that, and I lost. Oh well. As for the match itself, this was actually a very fun one. I really appreciated how deep they went into the backgrounds of both Zatanna and Scarlet Witch, because their histories are just so complex in terms of not just, you know, the ages that they were a part of in terms of, you know, like Silver Age, Modern Age, and New Ages and all that stuff, and all the multiversal rewriting that both of them have done, and their properties have done it as a whole. But they dove deep into everything. They dove into House of M. They dove into, you know, Justice League Dark. They dove into what was her name, Palpria, and they talked about, you know, her Wanda, you know, doing No More Mutants, and the detail they did on it was actually really clever, as was the use of the various panels, like Zatanna's reaching out into the universe, outside her universe. That was pretty cool. Yeah, Wanda's likes Vision. You think like her? I think she likes him a little too much, but that's just me. And then Zatanna somehow likes John Constantine. No, sorry, somehow stands John Constantine. Ain't that the truth? Zatanna x Batman. I'm just saying. I mean, yes, I know he's supposed to be with Catwoman or Talia, I suppose, but I prefer him with Z. So, then there was the fight. The fight I was very interested in, because this is definitely one they could not have done in 3D. I honestly wish in a way they could have tried, but it makes sense given their magical natures and all they wanted to try and bring into this, that they do it in 2D. And so I was very curious about how they would go. And I'll be honest, it was great. I did like the battle. I absolutely did. And they did some things I honestly didn't expect. It just felt a little tame. A little. You know, kind of like how in Strange Fate, if you remember that one, they were doing more dimension hopping than they were time or actually fighting at moments. I kind of felt that here. We did get Zatanna speaking backwards, and we did see Wanda losing her mind and everything. But then they did like the whole like Justice League versus Avengers, which I thought it was funny, and including doing like the whole, Hulk versus Superman, then Wonder Woman kills Hulk, and then Thor kills Wonder Woman, which is not what happens in Death Battle canon. And so on and so forth. That was fun. And Zatanna reaching out through the screen and doing like the kill screen, that was actually really cool. I did like that. And then going out into the Omniverse, that was fun. I still felt that they were kind of holding back a little bit. Maybe it was a budget thing, it was a time thing, it was a scripting thing. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Just felt. I think of the magical fights they've done, and I know I'm probably forgetting one, but I think the best one they did was Raven versus Twilight Sparkle, ironically, because they've really focused on their various magics and, like her getting turned into a plant, and of course the Soul Self, and Nazareth Metreon's Zinthos, and all that. I just felt that maybe they could have done a little more, but it was still a fun fight, and the ending with my final trick, no more witches. Because remember, Z's not a witch, she's a sorceress, so totally works. But yeah, that was a fun fight. There was a little bit of a rough animation at the end when Z's doing like her final bow, but I'll let that slide. So on one, I'm really torn because on one hand I'm happy Zatanna won because I love the character and I'm glad she beat the unbeatable Scarlet Witch, but I lost again. And we're only 2 episodes in and I'm 0-2. Do you know how hard I have to work to make this up now? Which brings us to the next fight, which is Jonathan Joestar versus Tanjiro. So it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus the debuting Demon Slayer. And this is curious for a couple reasons. One, excellent job, all of you who thought that he was going up, that Tanjiro, who was teased in the Season 9 video, was going up against Jonathan. This is going to be an interesting one. As you know, I'm not exactly the best with JoJo. I've never watched it. I know I had to research Jonathan in order to research Dio, who I lost with. I did not pick JoJo, though. I remember picking Kenshiro, Fist of the North Star. I remember that. So I'm very curious to see how his father does. Was it grandfather? Sorry, grandfather. And then as for Tanjiro, I've never watched Demon Slayer. I know of it. I've had to do like work scripts on it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm very curious to see how this will all go. And the other interesting thing here is, if you recall, in the teaser for Season 9, there were 6 characters shown. We've already had 3 of them now in Death Battle with the upcoming Tanjiro. Jinx was shown, Scarlet Witch was shown, and now Tanjiro, which means we're already halfway through the teasers, and we aren't even halfway through the season. So, thank God. Heck, we're not even halfway through the halfway point of this season. So I'm very curious how this is going to work out, because that means that at the very least we're going to have a couple of matchups. Never mind. I find it interesting that we're like bulldozing through this versus spacing it out a little more. But hey, maybe that's just how they want to roll it with this one. I don't mind. So I've lost. Again, I have no predictions on the next one because the G1 blog was wrong. A lot of people were saying Scarlet Witch. Some people said Zatanna. I know some of you said Zatanna. Not you, Brendan. You didn't say Zatanna. You said Scarlet Witch. I have the proof. No cheating. So we'll just have to see. I have no true concept of how powerful Tanjiro or Jonathan Joestar really, really are. So I will do my research, and I will pray to the Death Battle gods that I don't lose again. I don't want to go 0-3 on Season 9. I'm supposed to be better at this point, and yet I am not. Yes, Death Battle admitted that they walked a tightrope to make sure that they got the right verdict, but that doesn't help me in my win record. So, with that, I'm ending this episode of Todd Talk. What did you think of Scarlet Witch versus Zatanna? Did you like the magical fight? Did you expect the ending as we got it? And what do you think about Jonathan versus Tanjiro? Let me know in the comments below. So, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you're listening, and I'll see you around.